Okay, so my name is Andrea Christian and I am from Tanzania, and I'll be presenting on a project named Automatic Fire and Smoke Extinguishing System. So I think I'll be sharing my screen right here from now on, if you're ready.
Yeah, you may share your screen.
So this is the fire and smoke exiting system. Wait, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So the fire and smoke exiting system, it's the system that I made. And before I begin with the presentation, I would like to thank Gift for giving me this opportunity. And it's really great having this opportunity to show my project, and I'll be explaining it to make you all understand. So there was a problem in Tanzania. There were random fire incidents in markets, schools, homes, and offices in Tanzania. So like just recently, there was a market which is known as Samunge. It had a fire incident. So it's not like it happened in once, but there are moments that the fire incident is happening more than once in the same place in the same time. So which made me to really figure out that there should be a solution for this problem, because the systems that are currently existing, they only detect fire and alert people, which means they cannot extinguish fire. So I thought of a system that can really extinguish fire, detect fire, and also alert people that there is a fire happening. And at the same time, it returns the home or the school to its natural state. So I came up with this idea of the automatic fire and smoke existing system, which is a system and it uses Arduino programming and electronics. So the system actively detect fire. It detects if there is a fire in a location, let's say an office or a school, maybe a classroom. It detects the fire, and after that, it alerts the owner. Let's say for schools, it can alert the headmaster, and for homes, it can alert the person who is living in that home. And when it alerts, it waits for the response. So if there is no response, it automatically extinguish fire on its own. But if there is a response, it takes the response. Let's say the response was don't do anything. So the system will not do anything according to the response from the owner. So after that, it will extinguish fire and exit smoke. And after that, it will return the home or school or classroom to its normal appearance. So how it works? The first thing that happens is that the system detects fire and smoke. So when the system detects fire and smoke, it does the following. First, it opens the main door automatically to simplify the exiting protocols, because it happens that mostly when there is a fire incident, due to in and lock, the door locks itself, which means people get a hard time exiting from the place. So to avoid that, the system automatically open the main door, and which makes it easier for people to move out of the house or the office, automatically alerts the user and wait for response, as I said before. So if the response is, let's say, don't do anything, the system will not do anything. But if the response is like do something, the system will take the response and use it to do anything. So with no response, it automatically activate the fire and smoke exiting system, and the smoke and the I mean the fire and smoke exiting system. I'll explain it in the next slide how it works. So the fire exiting system, there are two systems. As I said, there's the fire exiting system and there's the smoke exiting system. So in the fire, this is operating by controlling the extinguishers, which will be installed in homes offices, schools, and other places. So it depends on the kind of fire that you are normally experiencing. Let's say for type A fire, you could only use water as an extinguisher. But for this project, I'm really recommending that the fire, the fire extinguishers that will be used are the powder extinguishers. So the system will automatically activate the pumps to pump the powder, which will then release the powder and extinguish the fire. So when the fire is detected, the Arduino automatically activate those fire extinguishers. But remember, when there is a fire event, there's always smoke. And smoke is the only thing that kills people in a fire event, apart from the burning and all that thing. But what makes people to choke, it's because of the smoke. So the fire will be extinguished, but the smoke will still be in the house. Now, thinking of that, I had a solution for it, and this is the smoke exiting system. So after the fire has been extinguished, the smoke exiting system is then activated, and it uses the fans which are installed in the house, and when they are activated, they suck in oxygen and suck out the carbon dioxide, which is smoke, which is existing in the house. So it's like in and out, in and out. And when it takes out that smoke, it's not like the smoke is released to the atmosphere. No, no, not like that. I know there are many things happening in the atmosphere at the moment, and there's really a big pollution to it. So the smoke will not be released in the atmosphere, but rather it will be mixed up with a chemical in the ground, and it will be activated by the fire extinguishers. So
I think Andrea just froze now. Yeah.
and it will be stored
Okay.
for more use, of which we are currently doing a project that will turn that maybe the fire was extinguished, or maybe the fire was not extinguished. So if in case, if in case maybe the fire is not extinguished, the system will automatically send a message to the fire people. Like we normally have these institutions that are dealing with extinguishing fire. So if fire is really not manageable, the system will automatically send the message to those people. So in no time, those people will be there and they will extinguish fire. So the fire will be finally extinguished. So this is the presentation, and I would like also to show you the real project itself. So this is the project, as you can see, and this is the fire and smoke exiting system. I'm not really sure if you can see. Can you see?
Yes, yes, we can see. Perfect. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me
Andrea,
stop
maybe you
sharing.
can, yeah, stop
Yeah.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay. So
Can you show again?
this is the system, and here.
Wow. Okay.
So this system, it works using a battery, and sometimes, if to be more effective, you can use the power. So using a battery, this is how it works. It's not connected to electricity, but this is how it works. As you can see, it's already on and it's working. So it detects the fire and alerts the user. But also, let me turn it off. There's an inlet here for the power. So this is the project, and I'm really happy that I got this opportunity to share it on Gift, and I'm really happy to hear questions from you. I'll be ready to answer them all.
Cool. Thank you so much, Andrea. Claude, do you have any feedback?
That's amazing. So did you use the Arduino for this project?
Yes, I used Arduino as a let's say microcontroller, and
Controller.
the language that I used is C. So I used C and programmed it. There was a set of codes. Unfortunately I could not show you the codes, but yeah.
Yeah, and did you build it yourself? Did you put the components, everything, the resistance, the condense, and the micro? Did you connect all these together in this box?
Yes, we used tools. We didn't want to really use tools that are made with people. So what we did, with my friends, not actually on my own, but with my friends, we were able to take devices like resistors on their own, not like taking a circuit from a device and using it. No, we used the resistors on its own and created a circuit which was really conducive for the project. And then we created, as you can see, I would like to show you something. If you can see right here,
Mm-hmm.
as you can see the relays and the
Yeah, yeah.
capacitors, it's a circuit. So we made it by using individual components, not like taking the circuits from other devices. So that's how we did it.
Wow, wow. And how long it took you to build this device? How long time? How much time? Oh, he's frozen again.
Oh yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh my,
He's come back.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yes, Andrea.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
It says like my network bandwidth is very low.
No
So
worry.
sorry for that. So this project, because the fire incident happened a lot in Tanzania, there were many challenges, and this really to make this project since last year when the fire incident started happening. So it's 3 months, I could say. And because our school is really supporting, we had time for doing projects and time to also show it in science exhibitions. And fortunately, it won the second position in the science exhibitions. So I could say 3 months.
Wow, that's cool. And it took you time to test it over and over, right? Because you never know where is something wrong with these components connected. So how many times did you test it, or what is your strategy for testing the device?
Can you hear us, Andrea?
Okay.
I think
So
there's a delay.
yes, I can hear you.
Perfect.
So the system, this is the second prototype. Well, speaking of it, the first prototype was big. I could just say it was big. So the first prototype was not really able to alert the user, and unfortunately also it was not using powder to extinguish fire. By that time it used water, but after some tests we were able to realize that water, when example if it's in a house and you use water and it meets with electricity, that becomes a problem. So we decided that instead of using water, we should use powder. So the first prototype was having those challenges. That's why we advanced into this second prototype. And this one at least is working perfectly, but we are also moving. We have tested it and it seems like the size is too large for me. So what we are thinking at the moment, we have to minimize the size and make it very, very small. And after that, we can launch the third prototype.
Wow, perfect. Like a proper engineer and inventor. Well done. That's so cool.
Well done, Andrea. Thank you so much for sharing about your project in Global Innovation Field Trip. please continue your project and
Okay, thank you so
give the
much.
impact for the society there. All right, all the best for you, Andrea. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.